So when we talk about protection variance number one, which is punch blocking, basically what is intended is when you use your forearms to protect your temples, we already talked about, protect your chin, right? Protect your nose and protect your ribs. So basically imagine that my opponent is throwing a barrage of punches, and this is how I would block them. So he's, yeah, exactly, to the body, yeah, to the body, yes, to the head, to the body. This is actually when you're cornered, yeah, we move a little bit, yeah, you take it as it comes. Yes, that's it. So as you can see, the importance of the diagonal hip and shoulder position in practice. It helps me, of course, not avoiding all the punches. Some of them, if they would have the intention to really hurt me, would get in, but not all of them for sure. And again, just to stress a little bit the importance of the boxing stance and staying with hips diagonal with regards to your opponent, and in comparison to squat hips. I could do the same protection blocking, but staying squat, much more is getting through, and the body is more open. I don't feel comfortable in this position. I now all of a sudden have the urge to start moving, because I can't really block all of the punches or most of the punches. In reality, I can't block most of the punches when I'm staying squat, because it's too much space either on the sides if I'm deciding to protect myself from taking punches to the nose, to the chin. I'm opening the side, right? So, and then he like, if you would do hooks, yeah, exactly, I'm all open on the sides, right? I'm not talking about the ribs. Ribs are completely open. So that is the reason that is the reason why we like to stay in a boxing stance, right? The boxing stance variance, and put our hips diagonal and shoulders with regards to our opponent protection. Okay, you remember that we talked about in the boxing stance chapter number 3. Very good. So that was variance number 1, punch blocking. Variance number 1 in protection. What are the pros and what are the cons with this protection variance? This protection variance actually should be the last resource. In fact, you try to avoid in taking punches, being that to your head or to your body, at all costs. Even though if I have my forearms, you will feel the impact. It's not that I am 100% protected. So that is actually the downside of this protection variance, right? Which is protection variance number 1. The upside is that you can use this, the distance decreasing by your opponent in your advantage. So you actually can punch back after the punch. So for instance, just to show you, if Andres is giving me a jab, right? So I'm taking the jab and I can come counter-attacking back. Let's say that he is throwing a cross, and I can come back and counter-attack. So basically, what you can do is use the fact that he has decreased the distance he's within a punching range, unless he's way longer in terms of arms and length, just a taller opponent. If he's, let's say, 15-20 centimeters taller than you, most certainly you'll not be able to reach him after he punches you. But if you are more or less the same height, he already has done the job in decreasing the distance. He is in the striking range, your striking range, and now all of a sudden you can take the punch, so it's block, and counterattack right away. It's a strategic move sometimes, not the smartest one. I would prefer to slide punches or dark punches to be able to capitalize on his attacks. But sometimes you really don't have the time. You didn't judge correctly the movement, the timing, and now you have to as a last resource to block the punches. And it's the very first thing you also learn in boxing. And so the downside is that you take the punches on your gloves, on your hands, which is not really pleasant. But the good side is that it's there and it's ready available. And if you miss to duck, if you miss to slide, you still absorb some of the impact of his punch on your gloves, on your hands, and not directly on your head, on your face.